Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made these really beautiful sparkly mushroom nails for an upcoming musical festival that I'm going to. So I'm starting off with just a base coat. This is a Model 1's just gel base coat. So I've already prepped my nails here, removed the shine, and I've used a dehydrator and a primer already. So the base coat is just going to get into all of those little edges and make sure everything sticks on top of it properly. And using the same base coat, I'm just applying it to a pre-etched full cover nail tip, and I'm just pressing it onto my nail and removing any of little air bubbles or air pockets and throwing it under a UV lamp. And then I'm going to take a hand file and I'm going to file the sides so that they're flush with my natural nail. Then I'm taking my Dremel, my e-file, with just an arbor band, and I'm going to thin out the cuticle area. I didn't push the full cover nail tip all the way back to my cuticle so that I could go in and do this a lot easier. It also adds a little bit more length to the nail, of course. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that for the rest of the nails. Now I'm taking the shine off the top of the nail with the e-file. So you're just sort of lightly kissing the top of the nail with the e-file. And once again with the Model 1's base coat, so I'm putting a layer down on top of the plastic full cover tip. And after this, I'm going to be adding some of the poly nail gel or the hybrid gel product to this. So this is the Rosalind Clear Polygel. I'm just taking a glob, not too much, and putting it right on the nail. You can use the spatula tool if you need to or want to, but this is just how I do it. And then I dip my gel brush in 99% alcohol. I'm pretty sure 70% alcohol will also work, but 99 is what I had. So that just keeps the gel from getting in the bristles of the brush, and it makes it a little bit more viscous so you can move it around easier. So I'm just patting the hybrid gel up close to my cuticles without touching the cuticles. You want to create a thin layer of product toward the cuticle and then create a thicker apex along, it's called the fault line, so around the middle of the nail where breakage tends to happen. You want to make sure that you're building up enough product there so that you can prevent unnecessary breakage. And now I'm just doing the same on the rest of the nails. I should mention when I'm curing in the UV lamp, I am curing for a full 30 seconds. If you want to do a flash cure in between fingers, just so that the product's not moving around on you, you can do that as well, but make sure you're doing a full cure at the very end. So here are the nails. I've removed the tacky layer with some rubbing alcohol. And then once again, I'm just gonna tidy up the sides, make sure that they're nice and flush and that the tips have a nice edge to them. And then I'm gonna go over with the hand file and I'm going to hand shape and sculpt these hybrid gel nails. I could have gone in with my e-file and sculpted them that way, but I find that the e-file can take off a little too much product if you're not careful, and the hybrid gel is definitely one of the more soft products, so I find that a hand file is just fine, and if you don't use too much product in the first place, then you don't have a ton to file off anyways. So here are the sculpted nails. I think they look really nice just as they are, but let's get into the nail art. So now I'm starting with a different base coat. This is the Eden Rays UV Gel Polish base coat. I'm just gonna do a thin layer right up to the cuticles without touching the cuticles on each nail. And this is that Emily 007 black polish. I'm going to do 2 coats of this. We want to give a nice dark base color because I'm going to go in with some beautiful cat eye sparkly polish after this. So we want to make sure it stands out. So my camera must have died or something, but this is just showing what the cat eye nail polish looks like, and I'll show you what it looks like going on too. It's really, really pretty coming out of the bottle. And now I'm going to use the magnet tool. There were several magnet tools that came with this kit, but this is the one that works best for me so far. I haven't figured out how to use the rest of them. And now I'm going in with a really, really thin paintbrush from my nail art set. And I'm just taking a really baby blue color and making sort of a swirl rainbow design. And I'm going to go in with the different pastel colors. After each color, I'm curing under the UV lamp for 30 to 60 seconds. I wanted to slow down, well, not slow down, I wanted to show in real time the nail art that I'm doing. I figured this would be the most interesting part of the video. For me, it's the most interesting part. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, or if you want me to slow down on the actual sculpting part or the nail formation part. I can definitely do that, but I figured for time's sake, I would speed up that process and just show you more in depth what I do once I get into what I consider the most fun part of the nail design. It's where I get to be creative and, you know, come up with some inspiration. I do gather inspiration from other people online, and then I didn't look at any inspiration photos while I was doing this. I just sort of went off of feeling and what colors I wanted to work with, and sort of just combined a bunch of different ideas that I had floating around. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is just one nail, and I'll just keep going and get at it. Now, if you don't have any of these special nail art tools at home, you can totally use whatever you have on hand. Use a toothpick if you need to. You know, the end of a pencil works really well, so it's not transferring any extra color over. Or I've seen some people use a piece of string dipped in polish. I mean, whatever works, whatever you have on hand, just get creative, get in there and start working with it. The UV gel polish is really nice to work with because it's very forgiving. It's not going to harden unless you cure it. So you have time to play around with it and make things how you want them to look without having to commit to a design right off the bat. So not shown on camera, I actually wiped away a couple of designs because I just wasn't happy with them to start off with. And this is, you know, the design that I was happy with, but you're more than welcome to get in there and play around with things so that it's fitting your aesthetic and the way that you want your nails to look or your client's nails to look. So now I'm just taking the opposite end of my paintbrush and I dabbed some white dots, and then I'm going to take a really, really fine brush. I'm going to extend these lines, so the vertical lines I'm trying to make a little bit longer, and then the horizontal lines coming out of the dot a little bit shorter. It's just sort of supposed to replicate a star or a shooting star, a glimmering star in the sky. So I'll do that with the other dots here. Again, with the dotting tool, I'm just taking some white gel polish and adding little stars where I feel like there could be some, you know, there's some negative space, so I just wanted to add a couple of stars dotted in there too. And the Eden Rays top coat, just to seal everything in, make sure that the artwork is kept safe. I'm using my dominant hand here, and it still is really, really hard. This little paintbrush tool is super helpful. So if you are able to get something like this, it really does help with those fine lines and extending them so that they flare at the end, or like this, so that they fade at the end. It just makes it look a lot more realistic. But even using my dominant hand, it's still really, really tricky to get a straight line. So don't be discouraged if you have to redo some of these little designs. It's all practice. Now I'm going in with a red color that I'm going to make the mushroom caps with. So I'm going to do 2 cute little hand-painted mushrooms on my index fingernail. And so I'm just going in with the dotting tool and shaping where I'd like the largest mushroom to be. And now I'm gonna go and do the same thing with a smaller mushroom. I have a taupe color, and I went and I did the stem and the underside of the mushroom bell. And now I'm going in with an off-white color, and I'm adding some intricate details. So all of the little folds underneath the mushroom cap, I'm just really accentuating that right now. Now with the dotting tool, like a medium-sized dotting tool, I'm going in with the same off-white color and doing some of the spots on the mushroom cap. I'll also go in with the smallest dotting tool, so I can really get into the tiny, tiny areas and fill in some of that space. So this is Morovan's hard gel. I use this to glue gems on and any charms. So I took some hard gel and put a thin layer down the middle of my nail, and I attached this adorable little mushroom and this cute green gummy bear. So this hard gel takes a while to cure. It takes like 3 minutes to fully cure. Oh, I'm adding a cute pink purple moon to the top as well. It takes a while to cure, so make sure you're curing it for as long as necessary, and these things are going to stay on there for sure. So on my next finger, I'm going in with some UV reactive gems. So these are really pretty neon colors, and they're multifaceted on the top. So they'll catch all of the lights and lasers. I'm really excited to see how they look under the UV light. I didn't have a particular design in mind when I went in. I just sort of started laying some gems down and worked with what I felt was necessary on this nail. There's some really, really tiny gems in there, so they're really good for filling in areas where the larger gems just aren't hitting. So here's the finished look. I really love these nails. The shiny iridescent cat eye with the mushrooms and rainbows over top. Here they are in the sunlight. I really wanted to get some sparkle showing. They're so sparkly and so shiny, and the gems glow under the UV lights, and some of the rainbow stripes do too. And I just love that 3D mushroom. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and feel free to subscribe. And thank you so much for joining me today. I had so much fun with these nails, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.